Dealing with an estate from out of town. Hey guys, it's Brad from probateresource.com. At Probate Resource, we're a real estate solutions company specializing in the world of probate and inheritance properties. We buy properties for cash, or we have a fantastic network of hand-picked real estate agents that we work with all across the country that are probate and inheritance specialists. We can help you get your property sold. So today I want to talk about dealing with an estate from out of town. We run into this quite a bit, actually, where we deal with executors or administrators who don't live in the same location as where the decedent lived. Maybe they were named in the will to take care of something. I'll give you a great example of that. My dad was the named executor in the will of my grandmother's estate. And when my grandmother passed away, at that time, my dad was living in Florida rather than here in the state of Georgia where I live. So he had to sort of deal with the estate from out of town to go through all that. So that happens quite frequently. And how do you navigate that? What do you do? Well, find trusted resources, right, in the specific market, because usually you're going to have to be dealing, most of the time you're dealing with a house or a property or, assets in the specific, location where the decedent lived, not where you live, right? You're dealing with the probate courts. I say one of the cool things that COVID created was a lot of probate courts across the country were sort of forced to essentially change the way they do things. And a lot of times you can actually attend your probate hearings via a Zoom call now. It's online. And that COVID kind of forced that change. So we speak with a lot of executors and administrators now who are, maybe they live out of town, but they don't even have to come to the location to get sworn in. They do it via a Zoom call. They get sworn in as the executor or administrator over a Zoom call. Rather than having to fly to wherever they're going or drive to wherever they're going, they can do it remotely. And then also having boots on the ground, having helpful resources, whether, one of the benefits obviously to selling to us like an investor is we can help you kind of deal with all the things. I bought a property recently from an out-of-state executor, and there was some other stuff in it. There were some tools and things that I actually wanted, so we helped him sort of deal with that. We've helped people sell a car. Maybe there was a car there. We helped them kind of get in touch with the local car buying companies, helped them get a replacement title if they couldn't find a title, that sort of thing. We kind of help them solve that problem so that they don't have to be inconvenienced coming into town and dealing with it. So you need a trusted resource, boots on the ground. I would also recommend that you have someone who can go check on the property on a periodic basis, whether that's a neighbor or that's a family friend or someone that you can trust that can go physically check on that property on a regular basis. Because the last thing you want is that property to be vacant, because what happens is a lot of insurance policies have vacancy clauses in them that basically says that if the property is vacant, if it hasn't been checked on in X amount of time, they can actually exclude, or your claim would not be honored if the property is vacant. So make sure you're checking the homeowner's insurance policy on that particular property to determine if there's a vacancy clause in there, because I used to be a licensed insurance adjuster, and a lot of policies have vacancy exclusions in them. So you need to make sure that you're notifying them, and if you have a trusted resource, you can let the insurance company, hey, Johnny next door goes to the house every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and checks on it, walks through the house. I would advise you to not shut off the utilities, but make sure like the water's turned off at the main. The last thing you want is a pipe bursting and the house flooding or whatever. Make sure you always shut off the water at the main. You can leave it on from terms of utilities wise, but you can turn it off at the main. That way, water's not running through the house when nobody's there. Make sure somebody's checking on it. We've heard of storm damage. I had a friend of mine was purchasing a house from an estate, and the house got struck by lightning and burned to the ground the night before closing. Things happen, right? So make sure you got trusted boots on the ground. If you're working with a real estate agent in your market, make sure that real estate agent can help you with a lot of the things, right? Maybe you need this or you need that. Some boots on the ground can help you from out of town deal with this estate. And you may not ever have to come to that area to deal with the estate at all. For instance, we had the gentleman I was telling you about, we bought the tools. He wanted to come in town. So he flew in town one day and he met with all the different people and all the different things. He chose to come into town. But really, he didn't have to do that, but he wanted to do that. So sometimes you can have someone do that for you, right? Maybe you're going to have, get offers from multiple investors. Have your boots on the ground in your specific area. Run over there and just be sort of at the house and help, when investors are coming through to make an offer on the house. That way you got someone there. Or maybe you have a real estate agent. Your real estate agent is doing that for you. If you have trusted boots on the ground, it'll make your process a lot easier and a lot smoother. And, I hope this helps you out a little bit. Again, I'm Brad from probateresource.com. Like I mentioned, we buy properties for cash. We buy all over the country. Or we have a handpicked network of real estate agents that are probate inheritance specialists that we work with all over the country. We'd be happy to get you in touch with one of our preferred agents that is a probate inheritance specialist that can help you get your deal to the finish line. So thanks again for checking out this video. I'm Brad with probateresource.com. Have a great day. Bye-bye.